All right, I'm going to get this rolling here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone you are in on this planet. Tonight, this is an official Gamer Galaxy Spaces. And tonight, we are hosting the team, a good chunk of the team from the third-person shooter FuseWars by Symbiote Creatives. They just recently signed up with Immutable, and you know us at Gamers Galaxy, we are huge fans of Immutable. The ZK EVM, the Passport, the Checkout, the 200 plus games, the well-funded games, the Ferguson Factor, everything that goes into Immutable with their infrastructure and their security, the whole shebang. And FuseWars just signed up with them. We're super happy to hear that. But before we talk to them, I've got to introduce our Gamer Galaxies crew, our panel. Rubik, how you doing tonight, brother?
I'm good, man. Looking forward to this one. Learning a lot more about the game.
Yes, and I gotta tip my cap to you, Rubik. Rubik called this out a couple months ago about FuseWars coming to Immutable. And so as soon as he said it, I was like, yes, he's usually right about this stuff. So I was watching it and we were seeing all the little hints here and there. And sure enough, it came to fruition. Once again, the Prophet Rubik comes through again with the alpha ahead of time. Big shout out to him. If you're not following Rubik, I highly recommend you do. He gets the alpha. He's doing things behind the scenes that nobody even knows about. He's got the information, and he is a rock here, a cornerstone in Gamers Galaxy. And also, we have tonight Wandering Gale, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't want me to tell anybody this, but he is sick as a dog today. And he said, you know what? I got to be there for the team. We are down a man tonight, so he was like, I'm gonna take one for the team. I know I'm sick, but I'm gonna be there and support you guys. So hats off to you. Thanks for being strong, brother. How you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. I popped a few paracetamol. I should be good to go. But I'm looking forward to hearing more from the team here and learning more about FuseWars and how their journey's been so far.
Awesome. You heard it. He is on drugs tonight. Fantastic. He is amped up. Wandering Gale, I would highly recommend you follow him too. He puts out all these amazing articles in a very fast amount of time. There's so many games and things to cover with Immutable, and he kicks them out. And in addition to that, he covers GameStop. You know, the infamous GameStop. He's got all kinds of information on GameStop. He runs a fantastic spaces with people from GameStop. He's trying to bridge that gap between Web 2 and Web 3. So give him a follow as well if you haven't. And we are down a guy tonight, DeSuis. He's not with us. I don't see him in the crowd. He's on a business trip. He's got to take care of business, man. Make that money, do the things he's got to do to survive. So we wish him well and we miss him, but I'm sure he's with us here in spirit tonight. So, like I said, we've got FuseWars here tonight, and yeah, what can I say? It is a cyberfi. Yes, I said it, cyberfi. You hear about DeFi, you hear about TradFi. I don't even know what cyberfi is, but it sounds awesome. It's a multiplayer play and earn third-person shooter, and I can't wait to talk to these guys. We're going to jump right into asking them all kinds of questions. But first, I want to say hi to the game lead, the founder, Mr. Ivory. How are we doing tonight, sir?
Ivory's still in here as a listener. He's not up yet.
Yeah, you're going to have to I invite him.
Yeah, I sent him an invite.
Usually they need to reconnect, log out of the app altogether and re-log back into Twitter and then join again.
Okay, I thought he was in. I apologize about that. Well, we have tonight Sheriff. He is the tokenomics advisor, and with accounting. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having us. We appreciate this.
All right, I just got a message. He said he didn't get it. Where's he at? Yeah. Ivory, try logging out, and then or leaving, and then come back in. We'll try and re-invite you here.
I'm going to leave the app as well, reload Twitter.
Yeah, close out the app, and then, oh, there he is. Oh, he was up there. There he is. It says you're a speaker. Yep, there he is.
Okay. There we go.
How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a rough week, but it's been a good one. It's been a good day. But yeah, I was like trying to get this audio to work and was having the hardest time to speak. So we're good now. We're good.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're on. Again, you are the game lead, a founder. You're the head honcho, so we're going to be talking to you a lot tonight. We got several people from your team. I'm just going to shoot through them real quick here. We have, if I'm off on the titles with the names, I apologize, but the blockchain developer and game infrastructure, this is like the nuts and bolts of everything. That's the Fuel Foundry. Is that correct?
That is correct. I don't know if he's up. Yeah, he's up. Okay, that is correct. He didn't
Feel
say
free to
nothing
say
yet.
hi. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, folks? Yeah, a little under the weather here myself. So, yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Okay. All right. We got two people grinding it out, and one of them for sure is on drugs as he's admitted. I don't know if Fuel Foundry is, but if he is, that's okay. You got to get through, and we understand. We also have Director of Strategic Initiatives and Procedures, Purveyor. He's in the Discord. I've seen him. You got a cool avatar too, by the way, man. How you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing well. That is compliments of our boss. He did one for the entire team. And I think he thinks that's what I look like. Actually, it's not too far off. But thanks for having us, man. This is cool.
Awesome. And the main account, FuseWars, I've got it listed as a project manager. Is that correct? Do I just call you FuseWars, or do you have a different alias?
He stayed at Zillow, but he's not speaking either. He's just a listener. So he's supposed to be up here, but he's
okay.
not.
I just invited him. Maybe it's me
Okay.
that's bugging him.
Yeah,
Get him
I've
the
thrown out
request,
some invites.
yeah. If he sends a request, it's easier because if you send an invite, they have like 1 second to click accept. So if he requests, we'll be able to get him up faster.
Gotcha. And also, he might need to disconnect again because that worked really well when I disconnected Zillow and just come on back in.
Yeah, Twitter can be buggy sometimes, or X, or whatever you want to call it.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, we got a full house tonight, so we're gonna get this party started here. Again, we appreciate you guys' time for coming on and hanging out with us, Gamers Galaxy. From all of us, welcome to the Immutable family. This is how we do it. We get involved with the games in the community, and we like to talk to them and see what you guys are all about. We've been watching you guys for a couple months. It's been kind of crazy to wonder, like, man, when are they coming? And like, you're finally here. So, how we do this on our spaces here is I drive this bus. I'm going to hit you guys with some questions. You guys can dish it out. Who wants to answer them? Who's the better qualified person to answer them? I'll leave that up to you, Ivory, since you're the head honcho, and we'll listen to what you have to say. And then I'll kick it up when you guys are done. I'll kick it over to the panel, the Gamer Galaxy panel, if they have a comment on what you said or they have a follow-up question, and we'll just get to know more about FuseWars here. Are you guys all ready to do this?
Sounds great. Let's do it. Just
Okay.
real quick, I want to say I appreciate the opportunity to talk with the Immutable team, Immutable family, excuse me. And I've been talking with Immutable now for also about 2-3 months and working with them. And so we wanted to obviously strategize all of this up until last week's announcement. So it was definitely something that we just kept, under wraps and working behind the scenes to make this an amazing adventure from me and my team. So we humbled to be here. So let's get started.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, we are not officially Immutable, but we talk a lot with them. So we're like the rogue contractors or something. I don't even know what we are, but we talk with them. We talk with them, and we are pushing for them. We believe in the project, and we like to support the ecosystem and the games around them. So FuseWars.
We know more than their team. Most of the employees are Immutable anyway, so you're at the right space.
Yeah, yep, that's what we do here. So, yeah, FuseWars. Yeah, Cyberfi. I absolutely love that. I don't even know what it is, but it just rolls off the tongue, and it's just like, man, that sounds awesome. Ivory, give us a summarized rundown of what FuseWars is and where did this idea come from for it?
Yeah, absolutely. So the idea came from a lore called Colossus. That is a story-driven sci-fi experience that I've been working on for about the last 10 years. I'm originally, my background is computer animation before I got into gaming. I have about 21 years in computer animation, and I wanted to create a story. And that story, real quick, is about two entities. One is a prime, One is a dragon. A prime is a dominant species. The dragon is a copied and a cloned species that is created from primes. And they issue a legal system where they use that particular species the way they want to use it. One specifically gets created, and her name is Veritas. When she gets created, she actually is the first and the only that is now questioning why the system is built the way it's built. So, in short, her questions turn from questions to concerns to eventually conflict and then to war. Within that war, it creates a division between the two species, but in between, a unit is generated, and that unit are Fuse Guardians. Those Fuse Guardians want to eliminate those elites that run that whole entire system. So they're not for or against the war, but they want to eliminate a certain council team that has been running that planet for generations. And that's the story in itself. FuseWars comes out of that. FuseWars is crafted to blend an exhilarating gameplay where it's speed, precision with Web3 technology. We hope to deliver an action-packed arena gaming experience. So it is a multiplayer only multiplayer experience, PvP only experience. We actually were doing a single player, and we still are working on a single player, but we swapped to multiplayer first. And the reason why is because of Web3. The speed of Web3, the ability to create a business model within a gaming environment that was very lucrative for me when I saw it. And I started 2.5 years ago, I want to say, maybe 3 years now, on the PvP.
Wow, that is just holy smokes. I did not know all that. Gamer Galaxie's panel, I know that was a lot. You guys have something to say about all that. What do you guys got?
Yeah, so it's been building for 3 years, did you say? And you're going to go both PvE and PvP, but focusing on PvP at the start. Is that? Sorry if I didn't get that right.
That's correct. That's correct. PvP at the start, mainly for Web3, because look, the Web3 space moves fast. You know, I think everyone here knows that. Going the single player campaign route, I was going to have to take my development very slow, and within that slow, I could literally get bypassed by the Web3 space. So as a game developer, we develop in frameworks and speed, and we want to be able to keep up with the community and also the Web3 industry. And I'm sure we'll get more into that as we continue to talk. So PvP was the way to go to get people in, get people playing, get people interested in the lore. We have 3 episodes that we already wrote. It's in the Discord. We have 1 episode fully rendered that was only for the Theta community. So we sent that to the Theta community. They got a chance to unlock that and watch it and enjoy it. And so we would go to single player once we have established ourselves with the PvP first.
Cool. And what's entailed in the PvP? Like, how is it? Deathmatch? Is there anything unique idea? What's there's a lot of shooter games in the world. What's differentiating FuseWars?
Let's get into it. So obviously we're gonna have our modes that everybody's familiar with. You have deathmatch, you have control, we have hardpoint. Hardpoint's a little different. And we also have free for all. Yeah, free for all. So we have those modes that everyone's familiar with. As far as being different from other shooters, first and foremost, I'm a fan of atmosphere. I've been interested and a huge fan of the Aliens franchise, the Prometheus franchise. Those are very atmospheric films, and I wanted to bring that to my video game. So one of the things that I wanted to do is I wanted to create an atmosphere that would give people that kind of feel of a Prometheus, but also an opportunity to be at a speed of like a Warframe, and then you have that little Halo vibe in that. So that is how I think as a developer. I think Warframe, Halo, Aliens, I want to put that together to create something nice. From a gameplay mechanic standpoint, again, because we leverage frameworks, it gives us the ability to stack. When I say stack, I'm talking about stacking framework on top of framework. What we first started, Epic one of our partners, by the way, one of the leading teams in the gaming industry, or if not the best in the gaming industry, we could argue or debate that. They created Unreal Tournament back in 2001. I don't know if anybody in here remember Unreal Tournament. Hopefully somebody does, because I'm showing my age. But Unreal Tournament to this day is one of the basic foundations of a framework that is being used, and you can see it in every game today in 2024. 3 years ago, they built the Lyra framework, and that inspired me and my team. And so we decided to utilize that blueprint. And when we did that, we stacked GAS, which is gameplay ability systems, on top of that framework. So the Fuse Guardians have gameplay ability systems dependent on the weapon they choose, dependent on the situation they're in, and dependent on what NFT they own. Okay. And just to give an example of what is a gameplay ability system, just to, because I don't want people just to automatically assume they know. It's a skill tree that would encompass decisions such as employing melee tactics when in close proximity to opponents, utilizing dash maneuvers to evade harm, or leveraging terrain intelligently, especially when certain weapons are equipped, like a sniper rifle. So these systems are built within Guardians based off of the NFT. So if the NFT is an advanced, they'll have an advanced gas. If you have a base, you have a base gas. If you have an elite, you have an elite.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hot.
And I wanted to ask a question. There's a lot, I agree with you that the atmosphere, and why we're really interested in speaking to you, out of the hundreds of shooters, is that atmospheric sort of vision. It just looks so awesome. What engine are you building in it? And what you've seen so far? How much more is there to it than that kind of that theme that we've seen so far in the clips?
The engine is Unreal Engine. I want to make sure I understood the latter part of your question, because you kind of cut out for one quick. So if you could repeat that for me.
Yeah, just like I've seen the theme you've gone with, that real alien style laser guns. What diversity do you have with the kind of backgrounds, with the aesthetics, with the atmosphere you've got? We've seen a lot of that sort of theme. Is that what's going to launch with that, or is there a deeper, different variety coming up as well?
Gotcha. So for us, I mean, I want to get into eventually tearing it down from a Web3 perspective, because that's where I believe things get really interesting. But we want to make sure the game is, 1, enjoyable to look at, 2, fun to play, and 3, a solid experience. So once we have those, and again, we'll get into I think comparing to other games in a minute, because I definitely want to jump into that. But once you have those 3 foundations, now we can start to talk about NFTs, for example. For us, we have an NFT system called a dynamic metadata system, where the Guardian will go into the game, because again, everything is fast paced. I want people to jump in, get their weapon, and start. I don't want them taking an hour to get to this point. Once they jump in, their NFT now is connected to their player. So when they play, we call these VROAs, a visual representation of accomplishments. When they play and they achieve an objective, those objectives are now minted on their NFT. And the NFT, because it's an in-game mint, the NFT is now displayed for them, and they have the ability to change that NFT based off of their gameplay. So that is something that we wanted to implement. I don't think we're the only ones implementing that. I just think that we're going to be one of the best to do it. And that's why we have a marketplace. We needed to get a marketplace so that we could actually display this in a way to where the player now has access to bringing more value to their NFT. If they're playing with a Sentinel Prime or Dragon Prime or just a Fuse Guardian, they have the ability to say, hey, you know what? I want to bring value and chops to my character. And then that character is now minted, which obviously we all know here is a form of ownership and a contract. So these are some of the Web3 aspects of it. Another reason why I would say, again, if we're going to be comparing game to game, well, the team. we got to talk about the team. I think there's a lot of incredible games out there. Shrapnel being one, and I think there's that they have an amazing team backing them. But we're a different team. We're a small team. That's one first and foremost. But we understand that development starts and ends with longevity. You have to be long in this game. You can't be, jumping in Web3 and expecting to make a dent in a short amount of time. So longevity is huge. We have to be able to stay in this for a long period of time and keep your game moving forward, meaning that we have the ability to build on top of our community, because they're the ones who actually develop with us. You guys have just joined the Discord. As you get in there, you'll see that they develop as we move. They tell us what's wrong. They tell us what's right. And that kind of relationship is extremely valuable, because we got to move with this space. Otherwise, we get left behind. And so, that's a big thing for us, is the team. Also, what would distinguish us is the way we leverage certain aspects of our business model. One being unique sales propositions, community engagement, dynamic gameplay mechanics. That's a big one. Dynamic gameplay mechanics, being able to build off of a framework that is able to be modular and not strict. So if it's strict, that means you're stuck with that framework. One of the reasons why we decided to use Epic and Lyra is because we can modularly change our game over a period of time. So that means we can improve the product with the community. And that's very important for us. Also, partnerships and collaborations, that's a big one. I will go into that if anybody want me to. I don't need to list all the partnerships, but if anyone is interested in hearing it, we can go into it.
No, we can maybe later, but like, I want to build off of what you just said. You obviously, you guys are hitting that PvP right away. It's a very, very dynamic, lucrative sector to hit in the gaming space. As far as your single player and even your multiplayer, you're talking about setting up the building blocks basically for your project. But down the road, is there going to be a campaign for single player and or multiplayer combined with the lore that you have built into this game coming up? And can you talk about that at all? What that might look like, and maybe a hint at timelines for that?
Yeah. So single player campaign is Veritas, the main character, her being released into the certain elements of the planet where she'll be assassinating councilmen, and she's being trained by Fuse Guardians. Those are episodic. So we want to release episodes on single player. The single player usually would last around 4 to 6 hours of single player campaign, and it would be episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, like that. The multiplayer will not revolve around the lore, other than the fact that the characters are coming into it. And you'll be playing in certain environments that are in the single player. That is definitely will happen. But the single player is all lore. It's not focused on anything else. There will be some NFT components to it, but it's complete lore. And we have 3 episodes we want to complete. As far as time frame, the first single player release, I would like to be towards the end of 2024, but I'm not going to give an exact date, because that'd be crazy for my team. So, but that's kind of our time frame, what we're hitting on that. And the multiplayer, we're looking at summer of this year, if not sooner, because we're getting close. We're getting very close for multiplayer.
Gotcha. Yeah, trust me, we get timelines. We've been watching it for 3 years. We understand how that stuff plays out in this space, and it's tough to give timelines. We totally get it. Wandering Gale, I see your hand up. What do you want to comment or ask a question on here, brother?
So I was just wondering, you said about the single player, you didn't start it because you wanted to get the Web3 PvP going first. Is single player going to have any Web3 elements to it, or is it just going to be strictly a Web2 game?
Great question. As of right now, because of the PvP taking most of our, I want to say, features and components, the single player needs to be focused on just the lore. So aside from unlocking certain rewards, because there would be some rewards in the single player. Excuse me for 1 second. Just wanted to clear my throat. Aside from unlocking certain rewards that would then go onto our marketplace, that's definitely possible. But aside from that, no, I don't want to add any more Web3 content into the single player at the moment, just because it would kind of deviate from the lore itself, and I want the lore to be a strong position for that game. So yeah, unlocking some NFTs would definitely be available to people because I have some NFTs that work well with that, and then some weapons. But aside from that, it'll just be single player.
Awesome. Very awesome. I've been digging on your project recently. I seen it definitely looks like you guys have sold some NFTs already. I don't quite understand them all. Has there been several or just one sale of the NFTs? And then how do they work? Do they have like things you can upgrade on them, or do they give you access to something, or do you just have to have them to play the game? Can you expand on what these NFTs do for your ecosystem in FuseWars?
Yeah, absolutely. So the NFTs is building a business model into our or integrating, I should say, a business model into our gaming and our ecosystem. And it's going to give players the opportunity, and non-players the opportunity to generate revenues. And hopefully with our team, with our focus, we could create a sustainable revenue. Now, when I say sustainable, I mean within tournaments. So the NFTs, we've had one launch of FuseWars that was 2 years ago. And we sold, I want to say, around 2,500 NFTs. The VROA NFTs, let's go through those first. Those were unlocked based off of our first drop and based off of certain types of I would call them challenges. Yeah, challenges within the Theta community. We do some challenges and then unlock those NFTs. To give an example, the Dragon Prime, he's the most lethal character on the map. He's the most well-trained from his gameplay ability systems. He comes with an ability to change and manipulate weaponry. Now, what happens is that there are about 40 weapons in development. Within the 40, they're all modular. Okay, so there's a modular system in place. If you take a piece of an element off of the weapon and slide it into another area of a weapon, it will change the way the weapon behaves. So that is only given to Dragon Prime users, those who have the NFT. So what they can do is they can go in and change that because they have those abilities and then sell the weapon. So now they have the ability to change the weapon and it behaves differently. And then they can go now and sell the weapon to the community. Now the community will go onto the marketplace, and we're on Google Cloud, so we have a partnership with Google. And on the marketplace, there will be recommendations, feature recommendations using the Vertex AI. And so the AI can recommend to a user, hey, you have a Leviathan armor built on top of your Guardian. If you use this particular SMG, that would give you a more advantage within the ecosystem and on the battlefield. Well, that SMG is built by a Dragon Prime, so they have to sell them that weapon. So this is just an example of what the NFTs are able to provide for the customer. I can go into more details, but I don't want to just like give it all away. But if you have a specific question, I'll gladly answer it.
Yeah, man, it sounds like Dragon is the way to go. Everything I've heard is like get the Dragon. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna do a quick follow-up here on everything you just said. Is there any way once you get an NFT to upgrade it, like whether it's, I know you talked about a lot of different weapons there. Do the weapons themselves have a slot to upgrade, or is it the NFT character itself? And how does that incorporate with your ecosystem token?
Okay. So the upgrades are always available to Guardians by grinding in the game. Upgrades are available. Now, when we talk about upgrades, we're talking about the main upgrade would be armor and costume design, right? And then from there are bounties that they could access to, and if they achieve those bounties there's a reward system that would give them a reward that would then give them the ability to upgrade even further. From a weapon standpoint, though, there are about 6 to 7 weapons, I want to say 7 total, that are in the game, so that you do not need an NFT. You do not need to deal with anything on the marketplace. You can go in, those weapons are powerful enough for you to enjoy the experience. But if you want to really start to challenge yourself, especially when it pertains to tournaments, because tournaments are going to be based off of skill. And if you want those tournaments, if you want to be involved in those tournaments where earning is really where it's at, then you would need to want to upgrade further. And those upgrades, again, can jump into grinding or purchasing certain NFTs that are being recommended to you on the marketplace. As far as earning and tokens, I will let Syndicate Sheriff come in and discuss that, so I can stop talking.
So yeah, so just kind of going back a little bit to the NFT question. So there was really 2 drops that were done. The original drop was a bunch of vaults, and at the time of that drop, the actual PvP portion of this project wasn't even born yet. These were drops that were intended for the lore of the single player game, and from just community feedback and community excitement is how the multiplayer game was born. But these original ones, which is the Collision, the Architect, the Synergy, the Fuse, and the animated short, those are all single player episode campaign eligible, as well as able to stake them to earn tokens for 5 years, the Syndex token on the platform. After that, and those original NFTs were the ones that were used to earn the VROAs that were spoken about, but those were separate. And then after that, there was a drop for the actual Fuse Guardians. Once the PvP project birthed, these Fuse Guardians became the players within the battlefield, and owning one of these Fuse Guardians gives you access to play and also access to play and earn. There's also some other mechanics that are being built where you can earn using these players without actually playing them, designating them to a pool where others then use them through a battle pass. So there's a lot of ways to do this. So the Fuse Guardian purchases, those are basically you have to own one of those in order to have access to the play and earn pool, unless you want to buy a battle pass, and that'll give you partial access, right? So,
wow, yeah. Okay. So we've had a lot of interesting comments on the NFTs, a little bit of the play and earn aspect, and that complete dynamic here. Gamers Galaxy panel, either Rubik or Wandering Gale. You got any comments on all this, or possibly some questions on everything we just ingested there?
I think they're covering everything pretty clearly and thoroughly. So I'm actually usually good at dialing into deeper questions, but they've been covered quite well. I did want to ask a question about the integration with Immutable. Like, you guys are following you for a while, the Theta network has been all over your timeline, and now Immutable. How is that going to go forward? Is it multi-chain? Is it? I'm trying to understand what Theta even does. It seems like more like a rendering tool than an actual chain, and why how's it going to all work? If someone can talk about that, that'd be great.
That's a great question. Multi-chain first and foremost, because one of the things that we're doing is we've been supported by the Theta community, and we're going to continue to provide resources for them and continue to support the Theta network. But yes, definitely multi-chain. To explain what Theta does, so Theta blockchain is a video delivery system. I wouldn't say it's rendering, as more of data and being able to be like almost like a helping hand or maybe a replacement of CRMs. That's my gist of it, is video delivery and having that streaming, be what's the word I'm looking for? A fast process. So fast processing from there. They have also branched though into AI. So they have a cloud storage system now for oracles of AI, whether that be like a chat GPT or a customized version. But yeah, if anybody else want to come in and go even deeper, you're welcome to. I just want to get to the other question is, so how does that work with Immutable? So we, when I partner with Immutable, one of the things that obviously it comes up right away is the fact that Immutable is a gaming ecosystem, and we want to be a part of that for obviously a lot of reasons. And so Immutable has certain technologies that we want to take advantage of. I don't want to list all those because some of those are private, and I don't know what I was given permission to say. So to be just to be fair to Immutable, we already know what they've publicly brought out, but there's some things that are not public that I know that my team and I are interested in being a part of. So the Theta Network and the Immutable ecosystem, we can do both, and we plan on it. So.
Cool. That's so. So there's strengths that Theta has that Immutable doesn't have, and Immutable has that Theta doesn't have. So you think they can synergize well together?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe so. Specifically for the token as well. So again, Fuel Foundry, if you would like to come in and just elaborate on that a little bit more, that'd be great. If I've said enough, then let me know, Slick. I don't want to put you on the spot.
Hey, yeah, no, I think you covered it quite well, Avery.
Can you, if you can't say it, that's fine. I get it. But do you guys plan to incorporate the ZK EVM with Immutable?
That is something that I want to do. Let me say it that way. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So it is something that we are pursuing, and we will definitely, make that a top priority for our team. So I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, no, good sidestep. Good sidestep. Hats off to you.
What
Hats
about
off to you.
what about Passport? Yeah, implementing Passport, which that's not hidden information, that's public. So
yeah, Passport was a priority. So I mean, excuse me, it was like a mandatory thing. So yeah, Passport. It would be foolish not to have Passport involved because of the way they're attracting gamers in a way to where you don't have to deal with the blockchain space at all, and so obviously Passport just makes that even more lucrative. So yeah, it would be foolish for me to not use that, and my customers have to go the hard way when Passport makes it super easy. You log in with your Gmail account or your Apple or what. So yeah, that'd be foolish not to.
yeah, it's more than just a social login as well. Passport, like a lot of people, there's heaps of social logins. The power of Passport is the entire ecosystem, one account sort of thing. So like an example is Wagner Games. They used to have an All3 login, and I didn't even work out how to sell my NFTs. And as soon as they transferred over to Passport, I logged in with Passport. Everything was transferred to my Passport, and then I logged into Token Trove, one of the marketplaces on Immutable, and was able to sell my stuff or buy stuff straight away, and it was automatically put into the game. And so just the seamlessness that it brings, I don't think people understand how powerful that is right now. It's more than just a simple login. The author is great, but the power of the ecosystem it brings together.
Honestly, I did not know that last part. So yeah, thank you for sharing, because I didn't know that. Seamlessness is what's really important in this space, especially when it comes to gaming and security. And so yeah, they're at the forefront of it, and we definitely want to use it.
So for example, I've tested some deeper features that Passport's going to bring out, and just imagine Steam, pretty much. So if you don't use it's also you have to use Passport to make it gas free. You can't use a MetaMask and be gas free. You have to, if you wanted to go the gas free mode, it has to be used from Passport. But also like gamer achievements like Steam, friends lists from people that are on the Immutable ecosystem, having your game listed on the Passport as a game that's available to play. There's just so much benefit to Passport over just a social login.
Yeah, absolutely. Boy, I love when you're talking about security. That's when people talk about security, I'm like, yeah, I'm on board with it. It's one of my big things in the space. It's if you don't have it, you're dead in the water. So yeah, I like hearing you say that. I want to do a slight shift here. You talked about tournaments and coming up. I'm glad to hear that tournaments are huge in the space. I think it's one of the easy layups to do to get engagement and to like excite your community. I've been looking on your white paper here. I'm seeing this thing about seasons. Can you explain what you guys plan to do with seasons coming up?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the old approach that if something is not broken, you don't need to fix it. When you look at the NFL, the NBA, these professional sports, they have an unbelievable business model when it comes to seasons. And there's off and on seasons, and I believe that needs to be brought to the Web3 space, especially because the most um, the most lucrative aspect of Web3 is the ability to earn. That's just a reality. You have a business model in gaming. Gaming has made money. Obviously, we all know how much money it's made over the years. But you have a business model now where influencer and creators, YouTubers, streamers, they get an opportunity to make a lot of money in the coming years. And that has a lot to do with Web3. And so in order to be able to create a balance, because a lot of times when you see games, especially that are in Web3, there's not a balance. There's usually a heavy side, and then everything eventually begins to crumble and crash because there's no balance. In order to create balance, we wanted to do seasons. Seasons create balance. Have an off season, have an on season. Have a time where you earn, and there's a time where you stop. And it gives the team like us the ability to not only collect data, but evaluate the data for the next season so that we can stay ahead of our community. If the community gets it starts to expand more and more, we get to keep doing this over and over again. All of a sudden, you have a what's the word I'm looking for? You have a well, lucrative business model. I'll use it that way. But seasons are very important. For us, we want to do seasons. We don't want to do earning all year. Obviously, we have other projects that we're thinking about as well. But for FuseWars, it would be seasonal. I'm not going to give the details as far as like how long is the season, et cetera, because that information we're still going to keep under wraps. But yeah, definitely that's how we're looking at it, and that's how we want to do it.
Okay, yeah. You were looking for the word. I'm hearing quality of life and balance. And yes, I have not heard that concept yet, and I like that because it gives you the team the opportunity to fine tune things, and then it gives your player base a time to disconnect and like not get burned out. And of course, if they're not AI or bots, but that's a whole different conversation. But yes, I can totally see how that is healthy for the gaming ecosystem and the community as well. And I absolutely like that. Thank you for explaining that. Gamers Galaxy panel. Do you want to comment on that further at all?
It sounds good to me, man. I like the idea of seasons. Like you're breaking it up a bit. You grind for a bit, and then you recollect yourself and go at it again for the next season. Get ready for the next season. So yeah, it sounds really good to me.
Awesome. Yes, awesome.
Can
Right
I
now,
jump in here a second?
yeah, no, go for it. Go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Part of the season also gives us an opportunity to integrate a lot of the technology that we're either being asked to provide support to or developing ourselves. Um, Ivory talked about us having a partnership with Google Cloud, and we're going to integrate AI into our system. And the season's going to allow us to take a lot of that information and look at gameplay data and to put it together to help establish, a refinement for the process. Everything we do here is we want to have immersive, multi-sensory, exciting games that are enthusiastically received by our community. We want to delight our community beyond their expectations. And Seasons allows us to do that by honing some of the features or capabilities or whatever. It also gives us a chance to say, we tried this, that didn't work so well. Maybe if we recreate it or do it in a different way. So yeah, it's not just quality of life, I think, for the team and the development team. It's also a quality of life for the gamer itself. People like a break. They like to see something different. They like to change it up. So having a hiatus and a restful time is not a bad thing.
Yes, I 1000% agree. That is a big deal of why I came to the Web3 space. I started off with my Marvel Strike Force when I started doing content many years ago. And one of the things that really bugged me was the quality of life aspect. And so, yes, when you were saying that, I totally meant it for the players themselves because I think there's a burnout phase and a part of it that can be very unhealthy, and that's a big key for me. So yeah, I totally agree with that. We may have lost Rubik. I'm not sure. We're
No, I'm
talking.
here.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. He's back. Okay, good.
I also forgot to say something.
Yeah.
Unreal Tournament Show My Age was the only shooter that I ever got fully into. It was the best shooter ever. It was because at the time of Quake versus Unreal, and I was only ever competed in one ever shooting game, and that was it. I was mid, and I was pretty good, but I'm really really bad. I can't hit a barn door anymore in shooters, so I'm hoping Fuses take some some inspiration from Unreal Tournament.
Yeah, I love Unreal Tournament. And I definitely was inspired by it. Been working with that team for some time now. I would say about 6 years, and definitely have learned so much from that type of development. And yes, we are definitely taking some of the old recipe of what they've done, because again, I think they're the best, and trying to put that into our own development plan. And
Awesome.
yeah, so I appreciate that.
Is it like going to have multiple weapon fires like Unreal, like a shock rifle where you do the bubble, then the laser into the bubble to explode it? That was so fun.
Absolutely. That's my goal, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to copy it all the way, but I want to definitely make it my
Right.
own, and
I,
bring some of that flavor into our atmosphere. Yeah, absolutely.
I went to a live land once, and there's this guy called Karma. He was an unbelievable player, and we all thought he was a cheater. And then at this land, we were watching him. He shot a bubble from the rooftops downwards. Then he jumped off off an edge, landed on the ground, and shot the bubble at ground level live in front of me. And I went, okay, this guy doesn't cheat. He's for real. And he exploded someone on it. It was the best shot I've ever seen in any game ever. And I'm like, wow. So if you can bring some of that kind of flavor to FuseWars, you might actually get me to play a first-person shooter all in again.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. That's my challenge. So I love it. I love it.
That's a heck of a compliment. Trust me. I hear it all the time about how bad he is. So that's a heck of a compliment. Yeah. So right now, Fuse Wars, it's closed beta at the moment. The two-part question here. Do you guys know how many people are actually playing? I know you're doing stress tests and stuff like that. And then is there when is the timeline to open up to more people to test it out?
I'll answer the latter one first. The to open it up to more people, I'm looking at really next month, March, and April. Those are the 2 months that I really want to expand. And then as far as how many players are playing, I don't have the exact number. From what I've seen over the course of what I've had it open beta, closed beta, excuse me, since I want to say September of last year. I've had I would say at least almost 50 players. Not all at once, of course, just rolling through. And we've tapped into players that are not like Americans. Like we've tapped into Asian market players, and that has gotten very exciting, but also very challenging because I don't speak the language. So I've had to kind of reshape a little bit of the game. So we plan on having a Korean language in the game, and a Japanese language in the game, because I've definitely tapped into some Korean and Japanese players, and I want to support them as well. So March and April is when we're looking to expand that list of people and get them into the Discord. But I got to make sure that I have the correct what's the word I'm looking for? The correct structure in place where people can speak different languages, and we can still get those people satisfied and happy with what we're coming from.
Man, you are on point. That is you're talking about the Asian markets. If you follow Immutable, you know that's the direction. We just took on Tonin, and I don't know if you know who he is. He's going to be heading up our our Spanish division in Gamers Galaxy, but like we are in the market for somebody to handle the Asian culture, the Asian language in Gamers Galaxy. So if you know someone good, throw them our way because we need someone to tie in those people because it is a huge market. So that is very wise on your point to be trying to access that market. It's such a key thing in the planet right now. So we're going to get to some fun questions here first. Gamers Galaxy panel, before we do that, was there anything that you wanted to ask before I give them the floor to talk about the product?
Yeah, I wanted to bring up, just I was scanning through your white paper, and I noticed rentable characters. I know it already says what it does in the name, but could you give a bit more detail on how that would work out?
Sheriff, I'm gonna let you have that, brother.
Okay. So I mean, basically, you know, I spoke before about the opportunity to put your Fuse Guardian into a delegated to a battle pass pool and earned that way. And just by doing so, you're actually locking up that Guardian for the length of the earning season. And at the end of the earning season, you basically get a percentage of the tokens earned by people that are buying and playing with battle passes. That's kind of like a no-touch, almost rentable feature like that. However, there is a more direct rentable feature that's going to be available where basically anything, the goal is any NFT that you own becomes rentable as a contract on the marketplace. So you can rent based on percentage share of tokens earned while using it, length of the contract, as well as cost of the contract. So if you have a Fuse Guardian and you have a buddy that you want to get into the game, you can rent the Fuse Guardian to him for free, give him access to the game using your NFT, but you never lose control of the NFT. So the NFT is still yours. And you can also go to the market with it, right? So if there's a set market price, $20 for the week, whatever it is, for a Fuse Guardian, pop it on there onto your market, just like any other NFT market. People can scan it, see, oh, you know, I want to rent this NFT for the week. Give me access to play and earn FuseWars for the week, and go from there. So it should be a very fun and interesting mechanics for both purchasers, renters, and rentees.
You said something about a pass. Where do you get that from? How does that work?
So the idea behind that is it's like a battle pass like other games have, right? So it's going to be a seasonal NFT that's going to be, you know, cheap, just like most of the battle passes out there are, that gives you access to an earning season, basically. And you know, the ability to earn is there, but you're earning at a much lower rate, right? Because you don't own the Fuse Guardian. You're paying for the battle pass and just to get minimal access basically to the earnings. It's all kind of broken out what that is. I believe it's a 35% share to the battle pass purchaser. So whatever tokens you earn over the course of the season, 35% of them you get to keep. A portion of them goes to the team, and then a portion goes to the individuals that delegated their Fuse Guardians to this battle pass pool.
Okay, I can see. All right, that's slick. That's very smart, very strategic there. I like it.
One of the things that we've intentionally developed is a way for anyone who is a fan of either the art or the lore, who aren't gamers, to come on in and to be, you know, a part of the community. And having the rental feature, either through a direct rental or the battle pass, is a way for non-gamers to be a part of what's going on. I could see this a lot for parents who are having to spend time with their kid, and their kids, you know, going crazy playing FuseWars, and it's a way for, you know, mom or dad or sister or whoever to also, get involved in and really excited about what's going on. Ivory talked about the fact that we have intentionally looked at and targeted certain segments of the international community. We're also very interested in getting more female gamers involved. So we really want to make this an opportunity to get as many people involved in the space, because we really believe that gaming is going to be an opportunity for people to get into the Web3 decentralized blockchain kind of a situation. And this might actually be the front door to really help with technology adoption.
Yeah, bro, if you can figure out the unicorn enigma of how to get females into this space, please let me know, because we need them. And the business opportunity is so huge. They outnumber us 2-1. How do we get them in? Everybody's trying to do it. So when you get that dialed in, let us know so we can capitalize on it as well. Yeah. Yeah, we need some more females in this space for sure. Get a good mix of all the cultures that are out there. Yeah, so there's been a ton of just, man, I'm going to be honest with you guys. You guys have given so much more information than what is on your white paper. Like, now I'm like totally jacked about this project to be like, okay, I can see some pieces that I want to really get involved in, from the lore, from the the PvP aspect, from the rentals and the NFT aspect. So yeah, there's a lot more here to this product than what's on your white paper, and I would definitely put some more into that so people can really understand what you guys are building here. Just in my opinion, it's just what I'm going off of. So I appreciate you guys coming on. We're gonna have a little bit of fun here. This was the second time that we're doing this. We did it last week, and we did. It's called Marry One, Get Drunk with One, and last week it was Kill One. But people were a little skittish about killing people, and I get it. Okay, fine. So we tried changing it up to make it a little more palatable. So we're gonna go marry one, get drunk with one, and punch one in the face. So I'm gonna go to each one of the team members here. You guys are gonna have to help me out. So chime in when you're ready. So you have to pick one for each category. You can't abstain. You can't double up. So marry one, get drunk with one, punch one in the face. And these are your three options: Amber Heard, LeBron James, and BitBoy Crypto, aka Ben Armstrong. So we're gonna start with Ivory first here.
Oh, great.
Marry one, get drunk with one, punch one in the face. BitBoy Crypto, LeBron James, or Amber Heard. Go.
Mm-hmm. So, I listened to the last space and I heard this stuff and I was like, oh man, this is crazy. It's wild. And the people you were talking to thought it was wild too. Punch one in the face. Let's go with BitBoy Crypto. Get drunk with one. I don't drink, but if I got to get drunk, I'm gonna get drunk with Amber Heard. And then what was the last one? Because it's already
LeBron James.
What I'm doing with him? What I'm doing with him?
You gotta marry him. You gotta marry him. If that's the last
damn.
one.
Nah, you know what? Let's swap that. Let's marry Amber Heard and let's get drunk with LeBron James. There we go. We good now.
Okay, so Ivory's punching BitBoy Crypto in the face. I like that one. He's gonna roll the dice with the crazy Amber Heard and get married to her, and then he's gonna get drunk with LeBron James. Okay, all right. We'll swap over to Purveyor. Marry one, get drunk with one, punch one in the face. Go.
Well, I'm old enough, so I'm going to set my own rules. Marry one, I'm going to stick with my wife. Get drunk with one, it's going to be Ivory because he doesn't drink, so it'd be a small barbell. And punch one in the face, definitely a Dragon Prime, because you'll earn all sorts of tokens if you do that, because they're the bad boy in town.
All right, Purveyor has just been disqualified from the game. He did not follow the rules. I'm sorry, you're out.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
you don't get the prize. No, I'm
Oh,
joking
boy.
with you. I get it. All right, Fuel Foundry, you're up. Marry one, get drunk with one, punch one in the face. BitBoy Crypto, LeBron James, or Amber Heard.
Yeah, I think I think the instructions were are missing some details. I just want to validate something. Could they all technically be the same person?
No, keep it simple, keep it stupid. Just marry one, punch one in the
Yeah,
face,
well, I'm
get
definitely
drunk with
gonna.
one. You got three options. No
I'm
double
definitely.
ups, no
Well,
abstaining.
I'm definitely gonna marry LeBron because I won't ever have to work another day in my life.
There you go. There you go. You got the concept.
I guess I'm gonna have to punch Amber Heard because I'm a Johnny Depp fan,
Woo!
and I'll get drunk with BitBoy because he owes me money.
Nice. Nice. There you go. You got the spirit of it.
That was the
Who?
best one. That was the best one.
No, that was a great
That's
answer.
actually the best one ever. That's the absolute best one ever. Who's next?
We need to clip that one probably. Who's else? Syndicate.
Sorry, whoever has to go after me.
Sheriff, you're up. Marry one, get drunk with one, punch one in the face.
Thanks a lot, Slick. I appreciate that. Yeah, listen, I'm just gonna go straight vanilla. We just like I can't see it anywhere other than Ivory. I'm marrying Amber. Definitely would get drunk with LeBron, and certainly would punch BitBoy in the face.
Nice. Nothing wrong with that. That's a solid answer. And I think we got.
And you thought he was joking that he owed people money. BitBoy actually dropped an NFT on Theta, and it was for a BitBoy meetup at headquarters. And there are people in here that purchased that NFT and never got the meetup. So he rugged us.
Yep, you're not the first. You probably won't be the last. And I think we got last on the dock here, the FuseWars account. Marry one, get drunk with one, punch one in the face. You're up.
Yeah, I guess I would have to marry Amber Heard and get drunk with LeBron and then punch BitBoy because he never threw the meetup and I still got my ticket.
Totally understandable. I think that's all from the FuseWar team. Rubik, who you going with?
I'd probably go for a beer with Amber Heard. I don't know. This is a hard one. I want to punch them all in the face, to be honest with you. Can I do that? Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Wow, you just DQ'd yourself. You broke the rules. All right, Wandering Gale, come on, buddy. Who you got?
Well, I'll probably marry LeBron because he's an absolute beast. Go for a drink with Amber Heard because she's an absolute lunatic. And probably punch BitBoy in the face because he's an absolute scumbag. So that's my
Yep. All right. Fantastic. I think we got everybody here. Yeah, I'm in agreement. I'm probably going with LeBron, but I want a prenup for sure, or no prenup. No prenup. I'm going to steal from Teo last week, and yeah, I don't want to be involved with anything with punching a girl in the face because it's a bad look in society. So I got to get drunk with Amber, and yeah, definitely punching BitBoy in the face because he deserves it. So thanks guys for coming on. It's been an absolute blast. I want to give you whoever wants to speak from the team. Is there anything that we missed that you want to talk about in regards to FuseWars and what you guys are doing? The floor is yours. Whoever wants to speak up and let us know what you think.
Well,
yeah.
I just want to say I appreciate everyone allowing us to come on here. And my apologies, Slick. I'll let you jump in, but I just wanted to say that really appreciate the time and the effort. It's been great.
Yeah, and I'll just end with get to syndex.com, get a VROA, and download the game today. You can get it there and start playing right now.
Oh, I didn't know that. You play now. Awesome.
Galaxie Gamer Crew, anything you want to say on our exit out of this space today?
Yeah, just thanks to the FuseWars guys for coming on the show, and we'll have to have you on our more tailored to IMX podcast, as well, and for one of our episodes there. Thanks for everyone in the audience for coming and listening, and yeah, join our Discord to find out, get the alpha on things on Immutable. We're not Immutable maxis. We've just decided to focus our energy on it and become experts in one area. That's a big area. Immutable's won a lot of games and it's going to have a big future. So, but yeah, we do, their Discord's focused on Immutable. So yeah, join us and come and find out what's going on there.
Awesome. Wandering Gale, any parting words?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank you guys for coming on, speak to us, find out a lot of good information here this evening, and I'll be watching you guys closely and trying to check out the game, and I hope everything goes well for you in the future, and you seem to have a very big community behind you, and they're very supportive. So yeah, kudos to you guys, and keep doing what you're doing. And I'm sure things will come to fruition in the future, and we'll get all the gaming going. Thank you very much for coming.
I appreciate that. We are humbled by our community, and it's incredible to now be a part of the Immutable community. So we really appreciate it.
Awesome. Yeah, as Rubik was saying, the Gamers Galaxy Discord is now open. Rubik's scooping up all the alpha, all the information. DeSeuss and Wandering Gale are hooking up interviews, scoping out games, writing up articles. We got a prize on our channel. We're forming guilds for games just to have fun on the side. We're trying to build a community hub around the Immutable ecosystem and promoting and encouraging people to get involved in the games. And I would encourage everybody to follow the team from FuseWars up here to keep up with what they're doing. They obviously have a lot more than they've let out, and we've got to see it tonight. They've been holding back some cards, obviously, and there's a lot more to this, and we're going to be definitely digging into this to learn more about them and get the information out of how to get into their game and what's coming for them. It's very, very exciting. Check them out. Get that FuseWar account followed. Maybe hit that notification button so you can see what's going on with them. They've got a lot going on. And thanks to my awesome co-host Rubik and Wandering Gale. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thanks for all your help tonight. Thanks to Ivory and the team for coming out. You guys have been absolutely professionals. We've been talking on the side before this happened, and you guys handling yourself like pros. I really appreciate it. And yeah, that's it. Who knows? I have a feeling we're going to be talking in the future. And thanks for coming to the Immutable Ecosystem and hanging out with us tonight. And I got episode 28 on video coming out tomorrow. So watch for that. The audio is out already, but episode 28 in the Immutable Ecosystem will be out tomorrow. Everybody take care. Bye-bye now.